Have you ever thought about sipping a coffee on top of an active volcano? If you have, that's hilarious, and we should definitely be friends. We hadn't, but we did it, and it was awesome.
Our expectations for visiting Pompeii and Mount Vesuvius were higher than the ashes that rained down in 79 AD, but thankfully they were far exceeded and with no fatalities. Let's show you what all was included in our day trip and how you too can experience these incredible historical places. We'll preface this by saying we are typically DIY people who prefer to coordinate our own transportation and tickets.
But we quickly realized how difficult it would be to see both these places in one day on our own.
Though the experience we're sharing is what we recommend in order to get the most out of your day, we will share a few other options for getting to these sites later in the video.
We were picked up in front of Naples' main train station by a shuttle, which already had some other travelers on board as the tour company offered pickup from hotels and the cruise ship port.
We headed straight to the Pompeii archaeological site where we had a few minutes to grab a snack, meet our guide, and one of the many local cats. We then started our roughly 90-minute tour following our wonderful guide with these fancy little earpieces.
The site is quite large, so having a guide direct us was incredibly helpful as she focused on showing the highlights while sharing stories and facts between each stop.
We saw and learned about the impressive Greek theater, the once bustling main forum, the ornate thermal baths, the lupinare or brothel, and plaster casts of Pompeii's former residents.
We also got to walk some of the city streets, see inside different types of homes, get a feel for what it was like to live in this community, and of course see some more local cats.
Standing in the main forum amongst all the ruins with Mount Vesuvius looming off in the distance was one of our favorite parts. It's both a spectacular and haunting view as you think about how that singular event froze this city in time for nearly 2,000 years.
After the tour, we had our Naples pizza and salad lunch back near the visitor center, which was included in our package.
We also had a chance to chat with some fellow travelers and peruse the gift shops before heading to our next bus. Before we continue, this video is sponsored by Get Your Guide, the leading online gateway to more than 110,000 curated experiences in 150 countries. Even prior to partnering with Get Your Guide, we've been using them to book our travel experiences for about 3 years now. They've got everything from the well-known attractions, a lot of times with skip the line options, to off the beaten path, hidden gems in every place we've been so far. We've booked through both the website and the mobile app, with both offering an effortless experience. We love having the ability to cancel up to 24 hours before, and a lot of times having the option to pay later, closer to the day of the experience. The experience we're sharing with you now can be booked via Get Your Guide using our unique links in the description, which, surprise, surprise, we highly recommend going. Booking through our link doesn't cost you anything and is a super easy way to help support us and our channel. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Now let's get back to the experience. The bus from Pompeii was a larger tour bus, which took about 40 minutes to arrive at Mount Vesuvius.
The views on the way up are spectacular, though it is quite a winding route, so it may be worth bringing along some motion sickness medicine if you get carsick.
Once the bus dropped us off, we had a 20-minute hike to the summit, which took us through the clouds right to the edge of the crater. From here, we were able to walk around the crater, getting all sorts of different vantage points of the smoking pit, as well as some stunning views of the Bay of Naples.
It was crazy being on top of the only active volcano in Europe, and even crazier to learn that there are cafes and gift shops at the top. Could you imagine working up there every day?
Of course, the highlight of the entire day for us was getting espressos from one of these cafes and sipping it near the lip of the crater. Some of the best coffee views we've ever had.
After an hour or so exploring the summit, we hiked back down to the bus and began our journey back to Naples. The whole experience was just under 8 hours from Naples back to Naples, but the time flew by.
Looking back, we are so happy that we decided to have someone else coordinate the logistics of this day, as it saved us a lot of stress and allowed us to fully enjoy the entire experience.
Some general tips: wear good walking shoes for the uneven surfaces you'll encounter, bring cash for tour guide tips and some of the vendor stalls that don't take cards, and have an umbrella handy in case it rains like it did on us. As mentioned, typically we prefer to coordinate our own transportation, but trying to fit both of these spots in one day seemed like a logistical nightmare. For the sake of giving you options, here's what we found.
There is a direct train from Naples Central to Pompeii, which is about 30 minutes and direct. You can also catch the same train back to Naples, and it's only a few euros per person each way. If you're someone who who's only wanting to see Pompeii, this could be a great option for you. If you're wanting to see Vesuvius as well, it does get tricky. There are public buses that go from Pompeii to Mount Vesuvius about 9 times a day until about 2:30 p.m. and take roughly an hour. The problem is that there are no buses from Mount Vesuvius back down to Naples. You would first need to take that same bus from Mount Vesuvius back to Pompeii, which also runs around 9 times per day until about 5 p.m., and then take the train from Pompeii back to Naples. Will you save money by coordinating your own transportation and tickets? Yes, but even for these two people who are usually pinching pennies, even we realized how much longer and more stressful that would make our day, which is why we cannot recommend the guided experience enough. Especially if you're on a tight time schedule or need to make it back to your cruise ship port by a certain time, it's worth the extra cost for the peace of mind so you can fully enjoy this incredible history. Regardless, we've put resources in the description in case you'd like to research your options more.
If you end up booking this experience, please consider using our link.
It costs you nothing and goes a long way for us, so if you use it, we'll lava you like Bastille lavas singing about Pompeii. That link is down below. Feel free to ask us questions, and we hope you erupt with joy on your trip.
We'll see you next time. We should definitely be friends.